Does your little one have a cough or a fever? If so, you have to check this video out. There is such a huge panic around the COVID-19 pandemic right now. And as a parent, every cough, every sniffle, every sneeze, and even a fever can send us into almost a downward spiral and has you so freaking worried and even a little paranoid. Okay, who am I kidding? A lot paranoid. We have an abundance of whole foods, supplements, and herbs to support our little ones if they are experiencing a fever or a chronic cough. The media and your doctors will never ever tell you this stuff because there is no money in it for them. Absolutely nothing. $0. Big pharma, big foods, and all the doctors that are affiliated with those two industries won't make money off of healthy people, won't make money off of supplements, won't make money off of herbs, and most definitely will not make money off of nutrition. So they don't tell you any of this stuff because you are a dollar sign in their eyes. Basically, your children and you are a dollar sign in their eyes. Let me tell you exactly, as a nutritionist, how I take care of my son when he has a cough or a fever or a cold. I'm gonna give you herbs, supplements, and foods to support your little one if they do get sick, whether that be with the COVID-19 virus or just a common cold or flu. Never fear the fever and never ever give baby Tylenol or Advil to your little one when they do have a fever. I know there is such a huge fear around fevers, but fevers are actually really important, and it's a really important mechanism for the immune system because it's the immune system's way of getting rid of whatever is harming the body. So the immune system kicks the body temperature up a few notches or a lot sometimes just to destroy that bacteria or virus that is invading and harming the body. So the fever is such a good sign and very comforting to know that the immune system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. Tylenol and Advil actually prevent the immune system from doing its job because it shuts the fever down. And the immune system doesn't have the opportunity to actually destroy the invading pathogen, whether that be a bacteria or a virus. Tylenol and Advil actually reduces the liver's ability to function properly, and it can even inhibit the liver from actually doing its job. It becomes such a burden on the liver that the liver just doesn't work as efficiently as it should. So when it comes to fevers, there are so many amazing things that you can do as a parent to help support the fever. The worst thing for us to do is stop the fever unless the fever is getting way too high or a febrile seizure happens. That's when we have to actually intervene and do something to stop the fever. Herbs that you can definitely use is catnip. Catnip is literally one of my most favorite herbs out there, especially when it comes to a fever. So what I do when Liam gets sick or if he gets a fever is I give him a herbal bath. I put him in the bath with some really, really warm water, and I put a tablespoon of catnip in there, and it just helps support the fever to the very end. It helps just to support it. And once you take them out of the bath, you wrap them up and just let them sweat it out, and eventually the fever will break. This is known as a diaphoretic herb, so it just supports the fever's process. Giving it to them as a tea as well is fantastic. However, if you do have a toddler, especially a 3-year-old, you know how picky they can be. So I try to sometimes avoid giving him teas because I know that he's very, no thanks. So herbal baths are the easiest way to go. And lemon balm. Lemon balm is also so fantastic because it helps with that yucky, gross, achy feeling that tends to follow along with a fever. So lemon balm is also safe when a fever happens. Supplements that you definitely want to consider is vitamin C. Vitamin C is a fantastic antiviral, antibacterial, just fantastic, period. That's it. Liquid is always the easiest way to go for a little one, just help support their immune system through vitamin C. You can give it to them as a capsule or chewable. If it's a capsule, you just break it open into a room temperature water or smoothie and they can consume it like that. Or you can also give them cod liver oil because it is rich in some fantastic immune boosting antioxidants and fish oils for any kind of inflammation. The most important thing about a fever is keeping them hydrated. I cannot stress that enough, to keep your little ones hydrated, especially if there's a fever. So giving them smoothies, fresh juices, fresh vegetable juices, and make sure those juices are homemade, because store-bought juices that are freshly squeezed tend to have way more sugar than the actual fruit or vegetable has itself. Also, bone broth. I cannot tell you how fantastic bone broth is for pretty much everything that you can think of. Bone broth, and if your little one doesn't consume animal products, then vegetable broth is also great. Make sure that they are both homemade. You can also buy pre-made frozen bone broth, which is what I would recommend you purchasing, but I would not buy any other kind of vegetable broth unless you make it at home. Congestion is such a pain in the ass because at nighttime, it's always the worst. I don't know why it's always the worst at nighttime. And once they finally have gone to sleep after a rough day of them not feeling well, you're just kind of like, oh, and then they're just so congested and then they can't breathe. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Herbs that you can give to your little one, especially if they have congestion, is eucalyptus. However, I wouldn't give a child under 1 year old eucalyptus because it can be overwhelming for their respiratory system. So any child over 1 year old, you can definitely diffuse 1 or 2 drops into the room that they're sleeping in, or you can make a eucalyptus balm that you can actually rub on their chest and on their back as well to help them breathe. If you are persistent and want to use eucalyptus for your little one and they are under 1, I would use only 1 drop of eucalyptus in the diffuser and keep the diffuser far away from where they're actually sleeping, or you can do it in a steam shower just to help them breathe. Rosemary and thyme are also really good that you can actually steam too, and those are safe for children under 1. When it comes to a cough, there's 2 different methods or 2 different focuses that you have to consider depending on if it's a wet cough or a dry cough. For a wet cough, you are going to be doing something completely different than what you do for a dry cough. So when it comes to a wet cough, that is a good sign because the mucus is trying to get out. So you as a parent want to help expel, is that what I'm looking for? Expel that mucus out so they can feel better. So what I love doing is using elecampane. Is that how you say it? I don't even know if that's how you say it properly. Anyways, elecampane. Anyways, I'm gonna write the name down on this little spot over here so you can see what it looks like. So that is called an expectorant, and that helps expel the mucus from their lungs. I would strongly recommend giving it to them as a tea because it also is very soothing too. A tea, or you can actually do a balm as well on their chest. So for a dry cough, especially those dry spastic coughs that they don't stop coughing, and marshmallow and slippery elm are fantastic. They are known as demulcents, and they just help soothe that irritated respiratory tract that was caused by a dry cough. Sage is also really good too. I like to diffuse it in the diffuser in my room when Liam is sleeping, especially if he has a dry cough. Let me tell you a secret. One of the best ever things that you can use for a dry cough, and this is only for children that are older than 1, is Manuka honey. OMFG. Manuka honey is like liquid gold, because as soon as you give them a few tablespoons of it throughout the day or throughout a few days, the cough is completely gone. Manuka honey, I think every single parent should have Manuka honey in their cupboard because it is such a powerful medicinal food. Literally liquid gold, friends. So if your little one is feeling sick, the best thing I can tell you when it comes to food, because I am a nutritionist, is don't give them any form of refined sugar or processed food. Fill their diet with whole foods. If you guys don't know much about whole foods and are unsure of what contains refined sugar, check out my video. I'm going to link it up at the top and down below of the video I did a few weeks ago about foods to support and prevent COVID-19 or coronavirus. So check that out if you want some more information. All right, people, I'm done talking. So I hope you liked the video, and I'm gonna go outside because as you can see, it's pretty sunny and I'm gonna enjoy that sun as much as possible. I'll probably do a little workout outside in the backyard because gym's closed, can't exercise anywhere else. All right, see you guys.